Exit signs are everywhere, and for good reason. In an emergency, a working exit sign could mean the difference between life and death. However, you might not have noticed that exit signs might look different depending on where you live. If you live in the US like I do, exit signs probably look something like this. A stenciled exit sign lit by red or green LEDs with the word exit on it. Pretty simple. However, if you don't live in the United States and you live pretty much anywhere else in the world, exit signs probably look something like this. Now, they might look different between country, but the basic principle is the same. They are a green running man with an arrow signifying an exit. The consensus between pretty much all emergency lighting collectors is that Running Man equals bad, and I do agree with that. I'm not a fan of Running Man either. However, to make a judgment on that, I actually have to get a real Running Man exit sign instead of just blatantly saying that I don't like Running Man when I don't even have one. Alright, $17.99 later, this thing just arrived. I'm in crippling debt now, but let's go ahead and open it. So you can see, obviously, in the United States, if we're going to start using Running Man exit signs, it's not going to be some random high-quality UK exit sign or whatever. It's just going to be a regular American exit sign with a different faceplate. And that's literally what this is right here. So before I tested this, I just made sure to go ahead and get a red exit sign, just a regular generic one from the exact same generic manufacturer. And the reason I did that was because if I went ahead and compared this to just a high quality dual light sign, while this one is a generic, the dual light sign would win in every aspect. So as a control, I'm going to be testing this and comparing it to just a generic red LED sign. Let's get the testing underway. For the first test, I have the generic red exit sign up. First, we have the dark room test. As you can see, in a dark room with no smoke, this exit sign lights up just fine, and you can clearly read the words exit. Our next test is going to be the smoky room test. In an emergency, smoke might impede your ability to see, and a good exit sign should be able to cut through that smoke. As you can see, this generic exit sign does okay at doing that. You can see the exit, and for what it is, it's alright. Next up, we have the Running Man exit sign. This exit sign performs just fine in the dark room test. In a dark room with no smoke, you can easily see the running man and find the exit. Unfortunately, this sign did not perform well at all in the smoky room test. From the same distance away, this sign just appears to be a large white glob of light. You have to get really close to see that it's actually an exit sign, and I can see how somebody could get confused and think this is another sign in an emergency. So let's take a look at the results. The regular exit sign did okay in the dark room test. It was able to be seen, and in the smoky room test, it was also fairly legible. The Running Man exit sign also did pretty well in the dark room test, but in the smoky dark room test, the smoke scattered the light and the sign just could not be seen. Theoretically, somebody could potentially identify a large white box as an exit sign, but an exit sign should be legible. So now that we know that the regular exit sign performs slightly better than the Running Man exit sign, let's get into language barriers for exit signs. For a while now, people have been suggesting that the United States adopts the ISO exit sign because of the fact that language should not affect your ability to read an exit sign. This is a fair point, but my main issue is how are we going to get people to actually adopt ISO as an exit sign in the United States? For example, a little while back, Canada started using the ISO exit sign, and this was a lot of people's reaction.
As of December 2012, all new and renovated buildings will now have to have this sign instead of this sign above exit.
Someone walking, it's an entrance sign, like a sign I would usually see on an entrance, like enter or something, or walk-in.
And then do you know what this is?
Exit.
So do you know that this is the same as that?
Oh, this is an exit as well. No, not really. This is because it's green, so I thought maybe you can go in. Exactly.
So in an emergency, if there were a fire, which sign would you go towards?
The exit one. Yeah, the exit one. Yeah.
Do you know that this sign is now replacing exit sign?
Makes no sense.
Walking sign?
And what would you do if you saw one of these?
I'm not sure. I just wouldn't even know what that sign would mean.
The first time I saw this, I was like, interesting. So I really wanted to do some research of my own, so I headed to school with a notebook and 2 pictures of exit signs. Out of the 33 people I asked, all of them knew what an exit sign meant. When I asked about the Running Man exit sign, only 12 people were able to successfully identify what the exit sign meant. When I asked someone how they knew what the exit sign meant, they proceeded to tell me that I forgot to crop out what I searched for in the top.
Bruh.
The rest of the people I asked were able to figure it out either by guessing or because they had been to a foreign country that used ISO exit signs. So in conclusion, I think that ISO exit signs have their time and place, but the United States is not one of them. The only place I see ISO exit signs being necessary is airports where there's a lot of people from different nationalities. I think that ISO exit signs would be a lot more legible if they were stenciled instead of being open face, but again, that would make them more expensive and no one wants to buy a $200 exit sign. Additionally, I think that all signs should say exit somewhere on them if they're going to be used in the United States. Other than that, thank you for watching.